Alright, so this is unit review for Unit 6, and your exam is tomorrow and Friday. So remember to please try this on your own before watching the video and then check or correct as you go. Okay, over here, Lila's living room needs a square rug, so we have that piece of information. And here we say that she found one with an area of, and this should be x squared, but it got cut off from with the hole punch, x squared plus feet. Draw a model to represent the rug. Tabular box, so this could be tabular method, remember the box. Okay, so we have, I'm going to rewrite it here, x squared plus 36. If it gives you your A, B, C, and AC, okay, like you were taught earlier in the lesson, that's fine. This is 12, this is 36, your AC would be 36 positive. And your B is 12. So here we would find factors of 36 that add up to positive 12, and it would be 6 times 6, and it works out because remember it's a square, that works. Okay, and you can also use your formula for a perfect square trinomial here. If you do this and you directly go to your answer, that's fine. Just draw the tabular box or draw a square, right? A model to represent it. X plus 6, x plus 6. What goes in the box is your trinomial, x squared, and then here would be 6x, 6x, and 36. Okay, so this is the model that they're asking you to draw, okay? So you have to draw this if they ask you for a tabular box or a model. It's the same thing, you must draw the box, okay? Letter B, is it a square rug? Well, yes, look at this, x plus 6 times x plus 6, so it is a square rug. If so, what expression represents the length of each side? So we already know that these are the sides. Here I give you a hint, don't forget the units. On the text, feet, we know that each side is x plus 6 feet. Okay, don't forget the units. That turns out will give you square feet. Okay, letter C. If Lila decides to buy a rug with an area of 4y squared plus 28y plus 49 square feet, what if she decides that? What would the side lengths be? Okay, so first we got to factor that. Okay, so we recognize this as perfect square trinomial. Okay, where this is a perfect square, and that also. Or you can factor however you want. You can just factor it like we did in class. So here I'm going to just factor it like we did in class because I know a lot of you did not practice using the formula perfect square trinomial. But if you do, it's in your formula chart. So you would use this one right here. Okay, where that's a square, and that's 2ab. The square of that is 2, the square of that is 7, this is 14 times 2, which is 28. So if you want to do this is what you would get. You're perfectly fine doing that, okay? To go to. I'm going to show you just to factor it, just in case you forget about the formula, okay? So, my AC here would be 4 times 49, and my B would be 28. Okay, 4 times 49 gives me 196. Okay, you can do factor tree here, like, 196. We can do this on the side really quick. Is 4 times 49, because we just got it from that. This is 2 times 2. This is 7 times 7. Okay, from these primes, I can play around till I get 28. Okay, it looks like 2 times 7 and 2 times 7, 14 times 14, would work perfectly here. Okay, so, and I already knew because this is a square. Our coefficient of y squared is not 1, so I'll do the box method, but you can do the other one, however you want. The first one is 4y squared, the last term is 49. These two terms at work, the 14 will go here, and then I'll undo the box by doing the GCF of these two, which will be 2y. Okay, once I know that, I can do the rest of the box. So 2y, that must be 2y in order for me to get 4y squared. Okay, and over here 2 times 7 would give me positive 7, would give me the 14y. And 2 times positive 7 would give me the 14y. 7 times 7, 49. So this factor becomes 2y plus 7 times 2y plus 7, or 2y plus 7 squared. Okay? Use the formula here, but since we didn't practice together to use the formula, we're going to factor it out. Okay? So again, the side lengths would be 2y plus 7 feet. Okay? Alright, so now let's go ahead and go to the next problem. Erica, Salila's friend, says, hey, you should buy this rug. This is the area. It will be perfect. Is Erica correct? Why or why not? So let's factor it. Remember that Lila's looking for a square rug. So this rug has to be a square. So we're going to factor this to see if Erica's correct. Is this a square rug or not? So again, we're going to do our A, C, and B. This is A, B, and C. So my AC would be 6 times negative 2. So that's negative 12. And negative 11 for the B. So we're going to find factors of negative 12 that add up to negative 11. So 12, that way when I add it together, I get negative 11. Okay? So from there, I'm going to do it box method. First term goes here, last term goes here. Okay? These two that we found to be the factors at work have to go here and here. Okay? 12 and 1. So between 12 and 1, GCF with 6. In this case, both do. You can choose whichever one you want. It'll work out anyway. I'm going to choose 12 here. So 12, negative x and positive 1x. Okay, now I'm going to undo the box, okay, by getting the GCF of these two. So GCF between 6x squared and negative 12 would be 6x. Okay, and then from here I would do times x so that I can get x squared. If this is x, this has to be positive 1, so I can get 1x. X times what? This has to be negative 2 in order for me to get this negative 12x. And this rug that Erica suggested, and x minus 2, sorry, not plus 2, minus 2 answers. These are the dimensions of each of the lengths of this. You see, you look at them and you know that this is not a square, this is a rectangular area. This would be a rectangular rug because the side lengths are not equal. Okay? Erica is incorrect. Okay? Lila wanted a square rug. The one that Erica suggests is definitely a rectangle, so this would not work out for her. Okay? Alright, for the next one, now we know that Lila decides to buy the rug mentioned in letter C. So if we go to letter C, we know that the rug that Lila decides to buy is a 2y plus 7 by 2y plus 7. So these are the lengths of that, okay, in letter C. So that's the one she decides to buy. She wants to place a massive painting with an area of 2y squared plus 17y plus 33 square feet, such as the longest side runs. That's kind of hard to picture. So let's make a drawing. So here's a rug that and it's 2y plus 7 on each side. She wants to put a painting right above it so that the longest side of the painting runs along this edge. Painting would be on the wall, like right, okay? That's the painting, okay? But she wants that longest edge of the painting to kind of match the edge of her rug, okay? Erica tells Lila that the longest side of the painting will be too long for the rug. Is Erica correct this time? Okay, so now Erica's saying that the painting, the longest side, which is this one right here, would be too long to cover that rug. So now we're going to see if Erica time or if she's correct this time. So the painting has an area of this. Okay? So now we're going to factor this out and see if we can figure it out. So from here we're going to do our AC and our B. So AC would be 2 times 33, which is 66. Okay? So this one's easy because 66 you would know 6 times 11. That works out with 17. 6 plus 11 is 17. This method here. The first term goes here, 2y squared. This is 33. Okay? The one that has the GCF at the 2 between the 6 and the 11 would be the 6. So 6y and then 11y. From here I'm going to undo it by first getting the GCF of these two, which the y squared and y would be y. And then I undo the box. If this is 2y, this has to be y. If this is y, this has to be positive 11. If this is 2y, it's going to be 3 because 2 times 3 is 6. So these two are my answers here. 2y plus 11 times y plus 3. This is the longest side. It's a larger number. Okay? So going back to our drawing, here is the rug. Is 2y plus 7. Here is the painting, and that edge has to match here. But this edge right here of the painting is 2y plus 11. This is the rug. So I think Erica here is correct. Okay, the painting has 2y plus 11. The rug has 2y plus 7. So let me redraw it. I don't like that drawing here. And then the painting would be slightly longer at 2y plus 11. The two y's are the same, but this one's plus 11 and this one's plus 7. So here you can tell that this would be longer than the rug. Okay, so in this case, Erica is correct. Okay, the longest side of the painting is 2y plus 11 feet, which is longer than 2y plus 7 feet, the length of the rug. Okay? Remember, in these you have to explain. If they're telling you why or why not, or explain, or is Erica correct, etc., you have to justify your answer in writing and make sure that you have your units every time. Okay? Going to the next one, letter F. Erica now, she also wants a rug, and this is the area that she wants, but it has to exactly be y plus 3 feet in length. So we're finding the width now. So the area is width times length, and we already know that the length has to be y plus 3, right? And this is the area. In order for me to find width, I'm going to have to divide, right? You don't have to write this down. You already know, right, from doing area elementary. If you have the area and the length and you're looking for the width, you already know that you're going to divide. So this right here is not necessary to show, but your division is. Okay, we write our expression showing the division here, and this we learned in class. So I'm going to divide a trinomial by a binomial. This right here I'm going to fill in, and the first term I'm going to fill in. My next step would be this part right here. What goes here? Y times what would give me 3y squared. 3y. Since I know 3y now, I can fill this box in. 3y times 3 would give me 9y. So those would be your first steps. After that, you know that your middle term has to be positive 5y, and the middle term comes from these two boxes right here. This must equal 5y. So if this is 9y, this has to be negative 4y in order for me to have the 5y that I need. So I put negative 4y. Once I have the negative 4y, I can figure out what goes on the top, because y times what would give me negative 4y? Oh, negative 4. Y times negative 4, negative 4y. Now I'm going to get this place right here. 3 times negative 4 gives me 12. Negative. So negative 12. That has to match with this last one. This is positive 4. So that means that I need a floating box for the remainder. This together has to equal positive 4. Okay? So that means that this has to be a positive 16. In order for me to get a plus 4 when added together. So my answer here would be this and the remainder. So the length of Erica's rug, oh sorry, not the length, this should be width, I'm sorry, that was a typo. The width of Erica's rug must be 3y minus 4 and 16y plus 3's right here, feet. Okay? Don't forget the units. Alright, next part. Lila's friend Susan. So now there's a Susan. With this here. How many times larger is Lila's rug in part C than Susan's? Write an expression in the simplest form representing the ratio of the area of Lila's to the area of Susan's. So here we're telling you what to do. I need to write a ratio, so a fraction of Lila's rug in part C to Susan's rug. Okay, so Lila's rug in part C, if we go back, factor form already. So in part was 2 y squared plus 13 21. So class also today, we went over how we can simplify rational expressions if they're both factored and they have a common factor, and we can just cancel that out. But Susan, for Susan's drug, I'll have my AC and my B, okay? So Susan's drug would be, AC would be 42, because 2 times 21 is 42, and the B would be 13. Remember, this is your A, your B, and your C. So factors of 42 that add up to 13. If you can't think of any, then you do a factor tree for 42. And then you think, for example, 7 times 6 is 42. And then you can stop there because you realize, oh, 7 plus 6 is 13, so I don't need any more. Okay? I'm going to do box method here, the tabular. Remember, box means tabular. The 2y squared goes here, the 21 goes here. The 7 and the 6 go there. Okay, so I need to decide which one to put where. Which one has a GCF with 2y, the 7 or the 6? The 6. So 6y goes here, and 7y goes there. Okay, that goes from here. Then I'm going to do the box by getting the GCF of these two, which will be 2y. Once I have that, I will do the rest. 2y times y would give me 2y squared. If this is y, this has to be positive 7, so that I get 7y. And if this is 2y, this has to be positive 3, so that I can get 6y. So these are my two binomials for Susan's drug. So I'm going to rewrite this really quick. Lila's drug in letter C is this. And Susan's drug is this. Okay? Now see, here I can clearly see that these two are the same, and I'm left with that. So 2y plus 7, y plus 3. So you can say, this is, here they're not asking you for explanation, just write an expression in simplest form representing the ratio of the area of Lila's to Susan's. So that's what you did, and this is it. That will be your answer showing all the work. Okay? So that's part 1. Your free response question tomorrow will involve all the skills that we practice in this one. So make sure you try to do it by yourself one more time on a separate sheet of paper, and then look back at your video if you need to.